Hello there everyone and welcome back. It is time to try a week out as the Space Marines. And before you point it out, yes, I chose the Smurfs. I chose the Ultramarines. Mainly because they were the faction, the plastic miniatures I played as in the tabletop version. Although I had a bit of a twist on how my story and my squad, I can't remember what they're called. Are they squadrons? They legions? No, the different divisions, I guess they are. I had a little bit of a lore there because they leaned more on the side of being like Tyranid hunters rather than being official like the different divisions. Damn it! I wish I had my codex on hand so I could double check that to know what the different different legions or different groups were called. Because I noticed the first chapter. I guess that's what they are called, just chapters maybe. So anyways, I've rambled on too much there. It's time to play as the Space Marines, and I am excited for them because from first look there, they are pretty much very versatile type of race there, or faction rather. I called them race for some reason, even though they are super genetic. What is it? They are cybernetic, genetically enhanced humans, basically is all they are. For those who are not familiar with the lore of them, they're like 10 feet tall, something roughly like that. They're basically in armor that's like several tons heavy. So just to give you a rough idea how potent and powerful they are, at least on foot. The ships, on the other hand, they are pretty much the same. The only exception is their hull integrity, which can be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on how you look on it. Bad news being that anything that can penetrate my armor will have an easier time killing me. Good news is my emergency repairs just is more potent, so it has its ups and downs, and I'm gonna have to figure out which one works, how to best utilize these strengths. Not to mention the fact they have the mobility of chaos, and they have good firepower, but not necessarily the same kind of range. So we have 3 light cruisers to choose from, and I am so tempted to go with torpedoes, because it has been my style, but they have been failing me every now and then, at least with the Eldar. But to be fair, Eldar get punished heavily if they get really close, whereas the Space Marines could potentially get in range, especially with high energy turns to get ideal shots, so I kinda am leaning that way. But what I'm gonna do instead, we got lances for the second variant here as its main weapons. Everything else is basically the same, and this one has a bombardment cannon, which penetrates armor and has good range, at least for a light cruiser. So I think I'm going to experiment with 2 of these Mark IIIs, because yeah, they have bombardment cannons, they have fighter bays, and just standard macro batteries, which I guess are the exact same as the Imperial Navy, I'm going to make an assumption. And then we'll take one with the torpedoes here. And for skills, this is a tough choice because I'm kind of tempted, considering how the Space Marines fighters are different from all the other factions there. They don't actually have their own means of defending themselves against fighters and torpedoes. Not that it would be a huge priority, but any bombers would have a field day bombing these things if I can't just straight up outrun them. So I'm contemplating having my 2 Mark IIIs at least go with these Stormhawk squadrons, which will serve as my anti-missile defense, and anti-bomber squadrons in the case I ever fight like Chaos or Eldar that are very centric on their bombing potential. In this one with the torpedoes, I have absolutely no clue. I think with the issues I had before about vision inside a nebula cloud and that, maybe I want to go with a beacon. That's what I'm considering. At least the recon beacon, because I can throw in a nebula cloud that gives me vision there, and it basically denies them using that nebula cloud. Micro warp jump sounds promising, but I'm gonna go with micro warp jump because at least I can use that more defensively until I get a better feel for what I want with this faction. And I am really excited to try them out. They may not be my thing, but I am heavily biased considering my experience with them on the actual tabletop version, at least with the Warhammer 40k. I never did play Battlefleet Gothic, so I can't comment on how they fared in comparison to all the other factions, so this will still be a learning experience for me. But they are very mobile, they are very agile, and I can do and with all their stats being good in almost everything besides them being expensive as hell, there is room for me to get a lot of value out of them if I can manage them well. which is one of the subtle benefits for things that are kind of like all-rounders, I guess, is how I'm going to, at least that's how I'm portraying these Space Marines. They're good at almost everything, but they're not exactly have massive power, and they have low health, which can make them easily killed if I overextend and don't capitalize on my strengths. And they have insanely good troop value, because, oh, I was going to read it there, but assault actions basically reduce the effectiveness of the enemy team's troops, whether Space Marines or not. So, Eldar are going to get screwed if I ever board them. Imperial Navy are going to have a hard time. Only thing that could probably do a decent job repelling me are Orcs, and, like I said, are Space Marines. At least the vanilla versions. Chaos with Nurgle could do better. And we're starting off right away with 312 points. Wow. So, do want to go with 2 Mark IIIs, because it sounds like this guy has higher level on me. That's what I'm feeling right now, so this could be an issue. And there's no way at all I can get 2 frigates, is there? Absolutely no way. So if I win this, I get a good amount of renown, at least. So, do I go with more torpedoes? Lances might potentially be good to kind of harass at the rear. I don't want to trust something that's fragile just yet. Although, having the torpedo one would be helpful in complementing my light cruiser with its own torpedoes. I can hit from 2 different sides and at least make it more likely to damage them. But I'm starting to no longer see the torpedoes as exciting as... Well, what am I saying? I'm not seeing the torpedoes as valuable as they used to be, quite frankly, because they've been failing me time and time again. Probably because I rely on them too much, maybe. Because they didn't do well for me as Orcs, and they sure as hell didn't do well for me as Eldar, from past experience. So 3 ships. I want to say he has 3 light cruisers, or regular cruiser and light cruiser. I want to say that's a safe assumption. And he has a good idea where I am. And he's firing torpedoes now, so without a doubt he's probably aiming this way. Yep. That answers my question there. He is fielding like a regular cruiser.
Show us the enemy.
So, where are those torpedoes? So I can easily turn right.
Moving to position.
Now I'm in this nebula cloud and start dodging them completely.
Where we are needed.
Yeah, I'm gonna get out of the nebula cloud easily enough. I almost want to kind of just get in between there to kind of fool him, make him paranoid on where I actually am. But he's gonna know where, if he's paying attention, he's gonna know where I am in these clouds because I am shooting the torpedoes. So if I can dodge that completely, that'd be good.
Standard speed engaged.
So he has absolutely no idea where I am. He's basically firing blind. How do I engage though? Because on the plus side, he doesn't have a Nova Can, so I have that going for me. And it looks like he only has 1 ship with torpedoes, so I have that going for me. Alright, that's fine. So he's favored in everything, so I'm in for a tough fight. That's what this is telling me. And I could silent running at any time. Do I actually want to silent run now? Because I think my silent running comes off cooldown faster, but... Nah, actually with 2 minutes, probably not. At the very least, he's not going to get the opportunity to just straight up, what?
Hold course.
Damn it. I'm losing my train of thought. This is a bad start. At least commentary-wise. So, he has a cruiser, he has a light cruiser, so which one's the frigate? I would love to try and snipe this thing. And torpedoes, so what kind of cruiser could that be? Is it a Tyrant? Because if he does, then he has the range advantage on me.
Astartes vessel ready.
So,
Repositioning. Astartes
well,
vessel ready.
that was an anticlimactic torpedo run, wasn't it? There, light cruiser, regular... Yeah, he does have a Tyrant, so... we gotta try and destroy those weapons, ideally. That is gonna be the attempt.
Standard speed engaged.
And you can stay hidden. And he has a sword frigate, and he's just breaching through my armor immediately. Wow.
Tactical maneuver engaged.
You would think I'd have a good opportunity to break his,
I am
to withstand his attacks, but no, he's just chipping through them really quickly.
Servitors and Tech Marines begin repairs.
So,
Space Marines ready.
gonna refresh my fighters, get ready for a torpedo run,
Standard speed engaged.
and just see if I can hit something there, because that's good potential to do damage. Although it's gonna be a slow process with my bombers, I think.
Underway.
Very slow process. And he's got a level 4 cruiser, so obviously that's gonna be difficult to do. It's gonna be difficult to win this fight. Oh, and he has actually 2 frigates, wow.
Moving to position.
So, is it possible I just fight these swords then?
Space Marines
Make them the priority. At least attempt to.
I am listening.
Why can't...
Course.
I'm trying to figure out why my,
T's vessel ready.
my fighters weren't launching.
Repositioning.
But, there we go.
Space Marines ready. Tactical maneuver.
Alright,
engaged.
boosts away. The tyrant can't shoot me
Standard speed engaged.
if he's basically trying to facing me. And my frigate's gonna absorb a lot of damage, potentially.
Show us the enemy. At your command.
And let's see, my bombers or
I am listening.
troop ships did absolutely nothing, it looks like, so that's a little unfortunate. But I can break through that shield and start doing damage to it.
Ready for battle.
Let me just recharge. That would be a good idea, to start recharging, get more fighters that way. Again, massive level disadvantage because he has a level 4 cruiser with favors, so I don't... Speaking of which, what does he have? Shields and more shields, so
T's vessel ready.
I want to rely on bombing him, quite frankly.
Repositioning.
That would be the better idea.
Ready for battle.
And can I at least get some kind of kill on this thing? Well, generators destroyed, thanks for that.
I am listening.
That's always nice, although I still got armor for me, but
Hold course.
this thing is going to be hard-pressed to do damage.
New vector acknowledged. Tactical maneuver.
I wonder if I just ram these frigates.
Space Marines ready. At your command.
I wonder if I want to just do that.
Marines ready.
That might be a good idea, although I gotta keep in mind to repair his health.
Full speed.
That might be a good idea. And slowly these things will die, but
Astartes vessel
they're
ready.
eventually starting to at least.
To where we are needed.
I just gotta be careful of this thing. I don't want to die.
Machine spirit.
Keep this frigate alive so it can do some damage. Why are you not mo-
Speed.
I thought I was giving you emergency turn. You are not emergency turning. What the hell's going on here? Why am I losing control of my ships for no reason? I wanted to board you and you were not doing it. I wanted emergency turn and it wasn't doing that either. What the hell's going on?
Underway.
I don't know what's going on there and it annoys me.
Show us the enemy. All servitors and Tech Marines begin
So,
repairs.
my Nova, is it going to survive?
Hold course.
It's out in the middle of nowhere, so...
Ready for battle. Standard speed engaged.
Come.
Repositioning. Hasten rearming.
So, my boosters are gone, so I gotta be careful of that.
Moving to position.
And I can board that in a moment.
Tech Marines
I might as well boost some health as much as I can.
into position.
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
At your command.
That's what happens when I forget to use my boosters, so... Or use up my boosters too much, so that is a shame.
Tactical maneuver engaged.
And go figure, that thing's still alive.
Redirecting.
Kill that frigate for me, please. It's only got, what, 50 armor?
At your command.
A little bit too busy to kind of double check, and of course forgetting my storm fighters doesn't help either very much.
Where we are needed.
So I can still kill this thing, but it's going to take an eternity. And why is that frigate still dead? It's still alive. Kill that thing for me.
Underway.
Thank you. Now my own ship's going to die. And I got to make sure boosters don't wear out, because if he's just going to...
Ready for battle.
There. So I boost out of the way. Try and dodge those things. Nope, it's dead. So much for that. So this is going to be slow as hell. It comes down to who can board better than the other, I guess, because
Tactical maneuver engaged.
he got a lucky generator critical at least.
New vector acknowledged. Standard speed engaged. Hold course.
Alright, and let's see. I have my fighters coming up
Moving to
there.
position.
So the further away I get, the better.
At your command.
And he's sure as hell not going to ram me, but this is going to take an eternity. To be fair, it's probably not possible I can kill him.
To where we are needed.
I could probably win the fight, but this is one of those cases where I wish I knew if I was the defender or not. That would justify my reasons to stay.
Astartes vessel ready.
Torpedoes are out, so that's good
Moving to
there.
position.
So I did take some hits there, a little bit. Now I just gotta keep hitting the side there, and this is where the low damage potential kicks in, because
Standard speed engaged.
I can't do crap here effectively.
Command.
Because he's got all the extra, he's got the extra shield health for one, and yeah, he has the void shield, which makes it more difficult.
Moving to position.
So I could probably still beat it, but this is the worst way to potentially start.
Hold course.
All I know is he has no torpedoes for the time being.
Full speed. To where we are needed.
Yeah, and I need to stop trying to go on the side there, just stay behind it,
Speed engaged.
away from his armor,
Underway.
if that's at all possible. Force him to do more boosters than me.
At your command.
I got repairs, so yeah.
Moving to position.
I'm kind of just contemplating just leaving now,
Hold course.
because I can do it there and I'll get the experience for it.
Repositioning.
What a bad start though, I gotta
At your
say.
command.
Oh well, I can just outrun him. I guess I don't have much of a choice anyway, so let me just leave, I guess.
Space Marines ready.
Yep, fire torpedoes, I'm waiting for it. Yep,
To where
He-
we are
he
needed.
killed his only way to get me,
All power to engines.
and I just shot down some of those torpedoes easily enough, so. So let's see, assault boats are successful and kills torpedoes again, how humorous. So shields should come back up, maybe. It's gonna be close. That is not a good start though. It just comes down to not having raw damage potential. It was good there, and then I did the stupid mistake of not having any boosters for my other cruiser. That was a fatal mistake, as made perfectly apparent. Oh well, I still get the experience. I killed the frigate, so they still count as a kill, I think. I have to double check on what the difference is. I'm sure killing a line ship is more valuable than killing frigates anyway, in terms of renown. If I had the two cruisers though, I would have been tempted to stay and fight. But as it stood now, yeah. I took 3 torpedoes and that alone killed me there. Single-handedly, that's unfortunate. We got the level though. And that was the one that was going to be the only way I could kill that thing though, because it had the torpedoes to effectively damage that tyrant. Just bad starting luck there, having to deal with a much higher level ship. Although to be fair, I probably am guilty of the same thing on some occasions. I'm sure some of the matches I played had me higher level. Now, do I care about upgrading? It doesn't want to tell me exactly the chances of these ships surviving or resisting a hit, because I'm contemplating a squad sergeant. That's what I'm contemplating, but Space Marines might be better, more universally better, because as we just saw, my weaponry is not very effective, and this has a bombardment cannon, which is supposed to be very potent at breaking shields and that. Just slow rate of fire. But it took an eternity just to get through the shield, so that's not boding well for me. In upgrades, I'm tempted just to go at least start off all out with the fighters, or do want bombers. That would be useful too. Really hard to say. I think I want the versatility of the bombers, so we'll go with that. We'll try another one quickly and see if that goes better for me. It's an amazing start, needless to say. probably the biggest mismatch I had to face yet for a first round with a race, so let's just hope that's not a prelude to things to come, shall we? At least we have 250 points, which is a little more balanced, but now I'm just not going to have 262, I take that back. And I'm only going to have 2 cruises if I so choose, which is going to be interesting. It kind of sucks because it's the same concern I had with the Eldar, but at least the Space Marines are far more resilient maybe and can work with that a little bit better, where I feel like the Eldar rely so much more on being on numbers. And was starting to grasp them rather when I did my last video on them with like the Solaris and 3, well, I can't remember what ones the cheaper ones were to have pulsars. That seemed to work really well there. They were surprisingly resilient. Now, let's get started and hope this fares better for me. It's looking like it might fare better. The only downside, again, is I'm going to rely on crippling them rather than damaging them. And then take advantage of what the opportunity looks like to get the most out of my fleet. So I'm going to assume he has 2 cruisers and a frigate. Unless he's higher level and is going to field a regular cruiser. That's a possibility as well. We'll find out. So he's fielding 2 cruisers, or at least light cruisers. Or it could be a regular... let's see. Torpedoes will tell me. Alright, so 2 light cruisers. So as far as I'm concerned, I have the advantage. Because my... at least in point values, because my ships are more expensive, so you would think on paper they would be better. So I can feel confident on that at least. It's just a matter of following up and taking advantage of what I'm strong in. This is going to be relatively easy to dodge. And I think he's already knows I have like 2 cruisers. I can't remember what the... or at least light cruisers. I keep calling light cruisers regular cruisers. And I'm certain it's very misleading. I just don't want to waste my squad Stormhawks on random torpedoes that aren't ever going to hit me, to be perfectly honest. So more torpedoes coming in. So I can zigzag easy. That's like the easiest torpedo shot to make, or miss, dodge. What am I saying, I wonder? Well. We're getting closer. Torpedoes aren't doing anything besides making me zigzag. Which means we're just fighting the middle map, which really benefits no one. He can back up in the nebula cloud, and that's probably the only thing he has going for him. Which it looks like that's what he's doing. He's just backing himself up, and I kind of want to keep baiting him back into a corner, to be honest. That's kind of what I want, because I can outmaneuver him, so I can afford to kind of spread out. And tempt him into coming after me. Now, let's find out what he's doing. Yep, he's taking the bait here. He's aiming this way, so I'm not going to get the Stormhawks going yet. Those are Dauntless Mark IIs. So, he's going to fire torpedoes in a moment. And I get some free shots here. I just gotta kill those shields, and wow, I just barely avoid sensor range, so that's a good start. Now, let's prioritize and... well, that's gonna be easy enough to dodge. Well, that's easy enough to dodge. I'm just rehashing the same thing. I just gotta be careful of giving him some free hits. I gotta kill those shields now, is the only thing. And he does have shield transfers on. Is that on both of them? Yep, so keep focusing on the same target is what that tells me. Bombardment can't hit. So, bomb it, decks destroyed immediately, wow. I could deal with just the deck being destroyed at least. And weapon destroyed. How the hell is he getting all these critical hits, the lucky bastard? So I got hull breach. Oh well, at least I hit him just as hard, but one of his is just temporary damage, so not that exciting.
All servitors and tech marines, begin repairs. To where we
I
are
have to
needed.
turn around now for the sake of damage, though, so gotta keep that in mind.
Repositioning. Standard speed engaged.
So dodge torpedo 1 easily enough,
Underway.
and if he's facing me, he's not gonna hit me, so that's fine. Let's make sure this thing
Astartes vessel ready.
is turning as it should.
Underway. Space marines ready.
So far, so good. I just don't know when I should start trying to bomb him down, though. That's the only problem. Or if I should keep trying to bore him, because I haven't even gotten any permanent damage at all.
Ready for battle.
So he's lightning striking again.
I am listening.
So gotta be ready for those torpedoes.
Where we are needed.
Let me spread out so I don't give him the option of like hitting me with both.
Engaged.
Ideally.
Show us the enemy.
So far, damage is in my favor, but I got no critical damage, which is unfortunate considering normally I should be the one doing more crits.
All power to engines.
Come on, board.
Space marines ready.
So far,
Maneuver engaged.
still no boarding successes. Wow. I think I should abandon my boarding attempts for now and just go straight to bombers.
Standard speed.
Especially now that he's separated and I can repair.
Tech marine calm the machine.
Because that's like 3 crids in a row.
Tactical maneuver engaged.
He's... Well, at least that one was temporary. And I think he got a hull breach of some kind, to be fair.
At your command.
So...
Astartes vessel ready.
I am repairing, so I'm okay there for the time being.
Full speed.
Just gotta dodge torpedoes, which is not difficult to do, and I even had fighters that kind of help with that.
I am listening.
Now, gotta be ready for the zigzag torpedo. Which, thank you kindly for that.
Ready for battle.
Now, keep firing, keep trying to resist his bombing.
Rearming.
Try and hit that, focus on that one that took damage.
Underway.
At least attempt to. He hasn't bothered to repair yet because it's still temporary.
Moving to position. Space marines ready. Ready for battle.
Well, that was convenient. I want to board the other one, but I'm not going to get an option to, I think.
Hold course.
And now he just repaired, so...
To where we are needed.
Okay, just keep that going. I'll dodge that nicely.
Astartes vessel ready.
Fighters are also in place.
At your
I'm slowly losing this fight, though, which is a little unfortunate.
I am listening.
Because really, he's only shooting turrets at me for crying out loud.
At your command.
He hasn't been using his macro batteries at all. I need to point this out.
For battle.
So I'm just...
Speed engaged.
And considering my strategy is all about crippling him, that has not been working well either, as made apparent.
Underway. Standard speed engaged.
Should I just focus on lightning strikes then in that case, is what I wonder. Because it sure as hell is not working well here.
Repositioning.
Alright.
I am listening. Standard
I should... No, I didn't have a boring option, and I just burnt all my fuel, dang it.
Astartes vessel ready.
Ah, this sucks.
Where we are needed.
I just got overpowered by,
Vessel
the Imperial Navy. They had more successes than me and everything. This is a... And my engine's gone.
Space marines ready.
So I have little choice but to try and get out.
Ready for battle. Moving to position.
I'm gonna have to try and get out. I don't have much of a choice now, do I?
Underway. Tactical withdrawal.
That's the only hope I have, which is a dumb idea.
I am listening. Beginning
Because now one torpedo is all he needs to kill me. Nope, it's gonna hit me. Thankfully the armor resisted. At least I kept my ship alive, but now it makes me wonder if he was just trolling, torpedoing his own ship, because for the most part I just got overpowered by an Imperial Navy simply because he was facing his prow to me. I don't know how much his side turns were actually being effective, but damn. And to make matters worse, he got more critical hits than me. Far more, I feel like. And all my ones were mostly temporary. So, nothing makes you feel worse than being completely defeated in the one role you're supposed to be better at by someone that's inferior and who didn't, at least inferior stat-wise in that aspect of boarding, and he didn't even have the upgrades or favor to even boost his troop value even further. So, in the most cases, that would be baffling, wouldn't it? That would make me want to quit right away, but I got some experience in. My ship's still on the verge of being repaired. Sadly, I did not get any effective kills for the sake of my renown, which really sucks. So we're off to an amazing start, aren't we? I don't even have the renown for my first upgrade on this ship, which makes matters even worse. Damn.